Hi everyone, Scott Hansen in Orlando. This is your weekly recap for Week 8. Plenty to get to. Let's start in Baltimore. The Ravens at home to take on the Chicago Bears. The Ravens always tough on defense, and this play no different here. Great coverage is going to force the interception. You can't make that throw. He wants that one back. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers. They're hosting the Green Bay Packers. And it's the vaunted Steelers defense that comes up with the big play here.
And we're back. Chicago Bears taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The 1-6, I want to say, 1-7, one of the two Cincinnati Bengals, whose only win was actually to the Green Bay Packers. And look, Bears are coming off of a loss. That's not something we've ever said for like 5 weeks. They allowed 400 yards of offense on their end and only had 300, which, you know, you could say that was a bad week for Gilchrist. But remember, Gilchrist is still a rookie. Like, he still has a lot to grow. Bengals, again, gave up 370 yards themselves last week. So we'll see what happens here. And then the JPDL Wolf bets. You know, it's hard for me to really determine which one I would take here, because I love for plus 275 odds, the Kwanzaa and Ball one. And I want to believe my quarterback. But we're going to go with the Kwanzaa and Ball one for plus 275 if it was me. But, you know, you do you. Coming into this game, Cincinnati Bengals, they need this win. And the Chicago Bears, they're looking to get back cooking where they, where they left off before the Ravens game. Good catch by James McCaskey. Makes it 3rd and 1 at the 23-yard line. Oh, my God, they got stopped on a QB sneak, and they're going to take 3 points from that. Wow. Good QB sneak defense. And Joe Burrow, the leading passer in the NFL. So this is not going to be an easy match just because they are 1-6. 1-7, actually, I see it now. But what do? Joe Burrow comes out of here, and he gets 7 points. And just like that, Gilchrist Kwanzaa has a chance to try not to get absolutely killed. Try not to lose the momentum on Joe Burrow right now. He throws it, and it's going to be caught. Oh, my God. No, it's not. James Ball. We need that for the bet. And what does Burrow do? Gets 3. Still, a lot of time left. The Bears were always a great offense. They're not starting off well. But right there, you see Chris Diaz gets a catch, and he's going to shake off a tackle. He's going to try to run 40 to 35. He's going to fight. And he's going to get stopped right there. 35. And look, I fixed Chris, so he doesn't look like a pencil anymore. Gilchrist Kwanzaa running with the football. He has space. He's going to break between the two and get to the 20-yard line. That's 2 rushes for 14 yards. And I didn't say this earlier, but the Bengals actually threw a pick on the first possession of the game. So Bears get the ball at halftime, just letting you know. And Gilchrist steps up a little bit in the pocket, throws. It is James Ball, I want to say, or James McCaskey. It's one of the two. Ahmad Montague finally gets a run, and he gets killed. Wow. Just absolutely gets sandwiched. And right here, wide open, is James McCaskey. Touchdown. The tight end won. A lot of people have him as a top 3 dynasty tight end. I have him as a top 3 tight end in the National Football League right now. And Gilchrist is up there in terms of quarterback. Let's not get it twisted. What does Burrow do? 17. He puts up 7 on the board easily. Second quarter, and they already have 200 passing yards is what the stats are telling me. Ahmad, we need to get this run game going if we want any chance at winning. There's going to be a quick throw. It's going to be a screenplay. Can Ahmad do something here? He gets the first down. Second quarter, 6 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Gilchrist, no long drop back. Finds an absolute dot splitting between 2 players to Mikel, who gets a catch. And like I said, Mikel, if he gets going, he can be a real demon, a real threat. As Ahmad Montague doing what we normally are used to seeing him do, which is nothing. And then Gilchrist throwing. It's James Ball. I would have thrown it earlier to James or thrown it earlier to Chris. They both were open on that play. Gilchrist dropping a little small drop back. He's going to get sacked. It looks like he throws it away, and it's 4th and 10. They're going to punt it back to the Bengals, and the Bengals punt it right back. So, you know, Joe Burrow, I need you to do a little bit more if you want to really bury these Bears as Gilchrist finds some space to 10, 12 yards, 15, 20. Gil, 3 for 34, showing why he is looking like the best quarterback, maybe in the league. Right there, Mikel gets a catch and gets 9 yards, forcing 2nd and inches. 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the second quarter. And Colston Loveland, who I still haven't traded, is going to get a rush as a fullback. I'm just going to make Mikel the fullback at this point. Gilchrist has a whole bunch of time. Throws down. Pick! And it's going to be a pick. 6. Oh, no. Gil, that's not common. We don't see that from you. But it's a pick to the crib. And just like that, it's a 14-point ball game for the Bengals. Wow, couldn't have asked for a worse possession right there, right before the end of the first half. So here we go. Let's see if we can get something, get some momentum. It's Chris Diaz on the catch. He gets 11 yards. And then Gilchrist looking, he had a wide open drag, finally throws it. It's James Ball. He's going to get out of bounds too with it. That's what we like to see. In a perfect world, we get 7 here. In a perfect world, as a Chicago Bear, we get 7 here. Good catch, James Ball, and goes out of bounds. James Ball making the high IQ plays. You got to think 250 and 50 look pretty good, especially when you're down. As James Ball gets a huge chunk of yards. And Gill's at 150. All he needs is 100 yards in the second half. And when they're down 14, I see it happening. James McCaskey getting it. That's 5 catches for 25 yards. Already 7.5 points in fantasy football. You'll take that in a heart. Oh, and a touchdown. So actually 16 right there. Gilchrist, he's going to have some room. Gil with the touchdown. Why aren't they doing the touchdown animation anymore? Why can't I show Gilchrist's face with the what's it called? Animation. I guess not. And coming out of halftime, the Bengals somehow get 7, making it a 20. Actually, no, they don't get 7. That's right. It was already 24. Nothing happens. So it's time for Gil to show, that he can go up against this leading passer and do some work here. Gilchrist 3rd and 3. It's a quick throw. It is James Ball. He's going to catch that. Ahmad, I need to see more attempts. I need to see more running. I need to see better vision. As Ahmad goes to the outside, and he's not going to. I need better vision. We should be running through the tackles, not zone plays. That's not Ahmad's style. 3rd and 10. Quick screen is going to go nowhere. Chris is going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage. And Joe Burrow, the leading passer, is doing nothing. 24-17 is the score. Gilchrist, small drop back, looking, throwing. It is caught. Mikel, what has gotten into you? He got mad after that no touches, no yards game. Because the thing, if a gadget guy gets no touches and you have 2 positions you're playing, you're trash. Real quick throw is James Ball. Only going to pick up 2 yards on the play. 24-17 is the score at the 41-yard line. And Ahmad finally finds some space for 20. And that makes the stats look a lot better. 7 rushes for 33 yards. I think it was probably 6 for 13 a second ago. Gilchrist has heat. He's going to get sacked. 2nd and 18. Coming up, 4 minutes in the third quarter, down 7. It's going to be a quick throw. Chris! Look, he packed some weight. He got some muscle on him. And now he can make plays he couldn't before. That's what I'm talking about, KD. Get cooking. 1st and 10, 26-yard line. Ahmad just gives it to Ahmad. I guess Ahmad takes it. I was going to say Ahmad. Gilchrist gives it to Ahmad for 6 yards. And I'm guessing it's going to go right back to him. It will. And 2 more yards. Okay. Are we going to give it to him 3rd time? No, we're not. Instead, Gilchrist going to throw a pick. Oh! It was almost a pick. Instead, we're getting 3. But whoa! Flag on the play. There's a flag. And it's going to be roughing the kicker. I got to change this. I accidentally went into this field goal kick, and that's what we did this. So I have to change that. 1st and goal. Gilchrist going to the outside. He's going to get stopped at the 9-yard line. Nothing gained on that play. And then Gilchrist looking, throwing something quick. It is Chris Diaz. Goes to the 5. Can I get a James Ball fade? Can I get a Mikel quick drag route? Instead, we're going to get heat. That shoulder was blown up. But they get 3. It's 20-24. Oh, 7 points from Joe Burrow. Makes it a 2-possession ball game with 6 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock. Gilchrist running. He's going to get sacked. Trey Hendrickson. I guess they paid him his money finally. And then Ahmad Montague. He's going to see some space. Why wouldn't he cut in a little quicker than that? I don't know. But it's 3rd and 9. And you got to think this is 4-down territory. Gilchrist. Small drop back. Looking. He sees it. It's James Ball. The Bengals fans are going crazy. Robots are being danced. I think that was the robot. And on 4th and 9, Chris Diaz doing what he was born to do, and that's catch the football. And then a quick throw. He finds James Ball. He does a spin move. The 20, the 10 for the touchdown. He won't get it. But that's got to be 250 right there I just saw. and that's got to be 50 yards from James alone. So that bet was a success. 2nd and goal, 4-yard line for the Chicago Bears. This is another Colston Loveland run. It's not. Instead, it's going to be a quick throw. It's a pick. Gilchrist should have like 3 picks in this game. I don't care what you say. And it's going to be a screenplay that goes nowhere, forcing 4th and goal, and they're going to take 3 points. It's 31-23 at this point. 1 possession game, but you got to stop the Bengals. And can you? Right here. Are you going to stop them? 2nd and 1. We need to get a stop if you're the Bears defense to give your team and your offense a chance to win the ball game. Chase Brown gets the first down, and we're going to have to start from scratch. So here we go. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. Joe Burrow has to get sacked. That's what you need if you're the Bears defense. 2nd and 17. A quick throw to Mike Gesicki only gets 5 yards. 3rd and 12. You got to think. You have to lock this up on 3rd and 12. Joe Burrow looking, throwing. It's T. Higgins. He gets stopped. 4th and inches. And is this field goal range? It is. But they decide to go for it on 4th and inches. If we stop, we have a chance. Joe! I don't know how he did it, but he was able to pick that up, and that's the ball game. 23-31 is your final score. Chicago Bears lose their 2nd in a row to a 1-7 at the time team. Healy cannot be happy with his performance and the way that his team came out. Very flat-footed. That pick 6 cost them. Gilchrist is definitely thinking about that going into the locker room. And you got to think a part of it has to be because James Ball didn't get into that end zone when he had a chance. I mean, it's looking like a whole different ball game if they're only down 3 instead of down 8. I'm just saying. That's something that, James Ball, you got to have that fight if you want to get that touchdown and be that JPDL wide receiver 1. Gilchrist, I think this might be his first under 100 rating performance. So that's something for him. Ahmad Montague, 11 for 47, decent yards per game, but we need more yards per carry, as Gilchrist also got a lot of yards on that. And then James Ball, 7 for 106. He definitely hit his bet. Chris Diaz, 6 for 85. He got cooking. James with a small performance game in terms of yards, but got a touchdown. And Mikel, 4 for 48. He also got cooking in the catching game. And Ahmad doing some work there. Here we go. The Green Bay Packers taking on the Carolina Panthers, the 3-4 Green Bay Packers. It's raining like crazy, just like the Pittsburgh game last week, and we all saw how that went. Can Daigle finally lead his team to a victory? After what he said last game in his interview, you would have thought he would have won something. You would have thought he would have done something. You thought he would have had 2 passing touchdowns for once, as that one bet said, and he only had 1 passing touchdown. Mark Luther needs to get involved in this game more. I think we need to get Nick Mills the ball. I think Fitzgerald should always be having the rock. And more importantly, I need more, consistency from Mr. McBuckets 22, if we're being honest. And Ethan, because I almost forgot Ethan was on his team as he gets 8 yards. Ethan was the first pick in the JPDL draft, and he's not looking like a first pick. I'm just keeping it 100 as the season has progressed. Run with the football, Mitchell. No one says he's going to give it to me. I'm going to run for 20. I'm going to run for 30 yards. Exactly 30. Look at me. 30 yards on the play is Fitzgerald. Good find for Mitchell Daigle. That Windsor connection is getting going early in this game. And then Mitchell throwing it to the outside. It is Pat. He's going to get maybe 3 yards. He gets exactly 3 yards. Mitchell dropping back another throw. He has to find someone. Nope. He's going to find the ground, and he's going to get sacked because Mitchell has 0 pocket awareness. 3rd and 14. What do we do here? He steps up. He's looking, throwing. It's going to be Pat. And he's not going to catch that. I've seen Pat make a lot of contested throws. He wasn't going to make that one. And Carolina get the ball, and they punt it off because Bryce Young's still Bryce Young. I don't care what that 6-2 record says. He still sucks. Mitchell Daigle looking, throwing. It's a quick throw. Oh, my God. I don't know if that's the rain or I don't know if that's Mitchell Daigle, but something was bad there. Gets another throw. This one's actually accurate this time to Pat Tyler. Can we see Nick Mills get involved more in the game? Can we see that? Instead, we see Mitchell running for 10 yards and sliding on the play. 1st and 10. I just need to see Mitchell have a drive where it's like, okay, this is our guy. And I haven't seen that. Like, what is that throw? I mean, it gets yards, but what is that throw? 5 yards? Actually, I guess that's probably a pretty good throw, actually, maybe. Oh, Ethan, Big B, just got it. I'm going to be real. As much as I want to get Mitchell, going, we need to really unlock Ethan Big B if we want any chance of winning. As he gets sacked, that shoulder is cooked just like Gilchrist. 4th and 15, and there is, luckily for us, Bryce Young throws a pick at the 17-yard line. So let's get our game going here. Let's start here. And Mills gets a fullback dive and gets a yard. That's not the scheme we want to set up. We want to set up number 19 to get some actual catches here. I'm open. Instead, he's going to throw it. It's going to be, oh my God, Pat. Pat almost did something immaculate. Instead, Mitchell is going to fumble. No. When you least expect it, that's when Mitchell's destined to turn the ball over. But Carolina do nothing on their play. I don't know how it worked. I skipped a little bit, I guess, but Carolina did nothing on their play, giving Green Bay the opportunity to, still get in the lead. It's like Bryce is throwing us this game as Mark gets some yards on this play. 50 yards for Mitchell for the game passing. And he's looking 3rd and 10, throws an absolute deep bomb to Mark. And that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I know when y'all hear me yell, you think that I'm actually about to hype up a touchdown. But I'm faking y'all out so much that y'all don't even know if that's real or not. As Bryce Young puts 7 points on the board while I'm speaking, Daigle looking. I think you just run it. Nope, he's going to throw it, and it's going to be a completion by Fitzgerald. Good work by him. I did not see him get the tippy toes in, but I guess he did. Bigby running with the football, or I guess catching the ball. He gets a first down. And you got to think he's actually a better catcher of the football than he is a runner. As Daigle thinks he can do something, thinks he can read option, thinks he's Lamar. Instead finds out he's Kirk Cousins. Right here, Mark Luther. He's a really crazy motion play here. All that just for Mills to go 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards. Nick Mills, I'm rounding up. But that's what we do here. Here we go. Mitchell Daigle. There's so much to do. Mark Luther. Oh my God. Mitchell, we have to start talking about you as an improvising quarterback. Because one thing he does have is throw on the run somehow. And Mark, good work, man. It's time that we see you actually perform in these simulation games. And look at that. That kind of reminded me of Pat Fryermuth. Look at that throw. Not Pat Fryermuth. What's his name? Was it Jesse James? It reminded me of that one catch. Was it not a catch by Ben Roethlisberger? I think that might have been. Who the heck was that? I think that was Jesse James. Anyway, Mills gets a catch. This is 23 seconds left until halftime. So, yeah, it looks like we're not doing anything as Mitchell gets sacked there. And in the third quarter to start, Bryce Young gets 3 points on that play, making it a 10-7 ball game. And will I ever see Green Bay get 20? Oh, my God, what was that throw? Will I ever see Green Bay get 20 points? Oh, not when he's getting sacked like this on second downs. 3rd and 16. I'm at this point almost sure we're not getting this. Daigle has all day to throw and then does Pat? Let's go. We have to start thinking of Pat as a, tier 2 level dynasty player at this point with what he's producing and putting up and what Mitchell's doing, finding him for a lot of catches here. Mitchell Daigle looking, he's throwing it. It's a deep bomb to Mark again. I mean, look, at some point, throw one of those to Fitzgerald. I think he'll catch one. If I'm being honest. Mark is not catching those deep balls, man. He's not. And then right here, Bryce scores 3. Maybe if that was me. No, I'm just playing. 13-7. I got to be unbiased. I'm doing better. 13-7 right here. Throws it to Fitzgerald. He's going to run and pick up 7 yards on that play. Daigle with 153 yards for the game. 1 touchdown throwing. And Ethan finally gets a carry after a while, and that goes nowhere. It means you can't lean on your run game. That's all this means. Right here, Fitzgerald gets a catch for the first down. I would consider that a crucial catch. It's the fourth quarter. You're down 6. And then right here, giving it to Juju Smith-Schuster. This is what we got. We got Juju Smith-Schuster catches. All right, we're cooked. Ethan Bigby actually gets more than 3 yards on a play. And then 1st and 10, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's a play-action pass. Mitchell throwing. It's going to be caught by Mills. He's going to try to break a tackle. Oh, that's Bigby. That's how bad it is. Bigby, he's going to try to break a tackle. Gets 2 yards on that play. Right here, play action. Good pickup by Mills. Throwing it deep to Mark again. Touchdown! Mark Luther. I should have spoke later in the game. I wouldn't have said those things about you. Get those 50-50 balls, Mark. Get them. I'm going to be real. I said it during the draft that Mark wasn't a 50-50 ball winner. But look at that. Caught that one-on-one coverage. Give me that. And just like that, Green Bay Packers are up. I spoke too soon. Bryce just put 3 points on the board with 4 minutes left. And you got to think, Mitchell, it's time that we be great. It's time that we do what we're supposed to do. Ethan Bigby runs for 13 yards. Or we can give it to Ethan. Let him run the ball. Or give it to Mills. Let's run this running back by committee. I don't know why Ethan's not getting 15 carries and Mills is getting 7. That should be the split, or at least, somewhere along those lines, 25 rushes in the ball game. I guess because Mitchell takes a lot of them. As Mitchell runs with the football, as I say that, and he's going to get sacked, man. 3rd and 6. This is the biggest third down of the game for Green Bay. Going 3 and 5 is a death sentence in our division. Mark Luther in motion. Daigle looking. Mark is open, but there's fumble on the play, and the Panthers pick it up. Mitchell, no. Mr. McBucket's 22 with 2 fumbles today. Chuba Hubbard. At this point, Packers, you got to hold them to 3 points here. You got to hold them to 3 points here, and then we're going to have to rely on a Mitchell legacy drive. Bryce Young has nowhere to throw, gets sacked, fumbled, and it's going to be picked up by the old lineman. But now it's 3rd and 18. Now we have to get a stop here. Packers, stop him. It's a sack. Bryce, you have to throw that ball, baby. And look at this. Mitchell will get the ball after a punt. 19 for 25, 210, and 2 touchdowns. That's actually pretty good. Now, one of the touchdowns was a deep bomb. Don't know if we can rely on that game to game. But, Mitchell, keep doing some good work. But we need you to come out in the clutch here. Only down 2 points. All we need is 3. Pat goes to the outside, gets 3 yards on that play. Mitchell looking. He sees nobody on the field. He's going to be sacked. We can't have sacks right now. 3rd and 15. The game on the line. Mitchell, there's more heat. Oh, my God, Mitchell. What was that? Run. Get your yards. That was big, but this play is even bigger. 4th and 5. A minute. The clock is running. We need it. Daigle, what do you see? Pat! Oh, my God. Go to 20. The 10. It's got to be a touchdown. Oh, my God. Mitchell's pulling the Robert Griffin III first week against the New Orleans Saints pose. Just lay down. This touchdown was huge, but now the defense. We may have scored a little too quickly. I might have told Pat to go down, man. If I were you, I would have gone down a little bit. But hey, get your 7. Defense, it's time to ball. It's Bryce Young. What do we expect? Nothing but trash. I don't care what that 6-2 record says. As Chuba Hubbard goes out of bounds on that play. Good work. 286 yards for Bryce. Are we serious? Right here, 2nd and 8. They're going to have to use a timeout right here. They're not. 3rd and 6. They're not using a timeout. There's 30 seconds left on the clock with 3 timeouts. Terrible clock management. Finding Thielen. Oh my goodness, Adam. What is this? The Minnesota days have come back to life. But why are they running? Why are they running with 20 seconds left in the game? Why are they not calling a timeout with 20 seconds left in the game? What are we doing as a Carolina Panthers organization? Canales, what's going on? 11 seconds. Bryce gets sacked. What are we calling? What is this play calling? 10 seconds, 1 timeout, 3rd and 15. It's got to be something quick. Just get 5 yards, 10 yards, and let's call a timeout. Bryce. Oh, my Bryce. Well, this is going to have to just be a heave. 29 yards to go. Bryce throwing it up. It's anybody's ball. And nothing's going to happen. Which means congratulations to the Green Bay Packers. They win against the 6-2 Carolina Panthers, making it 21-16 your final score. Bryce Young couldn't get it done. Mr. McBucket's 22 with not only 2 touchdowns, but 3 passing touchdowns with 2 long ones, actually. Pat Tyler, Mark with 2 touchdowns. He finally shows up after we already can say he had the worst career as a JPDL player so far in the simulation. He has an absolute stat stuffer of a game. And not even in the bad way, because those were much needed touchdowns. Look at that throw. I mean, this was just a great game. Now, I know what they're going to say as Chicago Bears fans. You're going to say, well, Gilchrist does that every week. Let Packers fans live for a little bit, okay? 147 passer rating, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He did have 2 fumbles. We do not need those 2 fumbles. Ethan Bigby, golly, non-existent, 6 for 24 today. But Pat, 5 for 100 and a touchdown. Real big from Pat today. Mark, 3 catches, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Fitzgerald gets 4 for 61 on his own. Mills with 3 catches for 29 yards. Bigby not getting involved. Bigby, you got to go to God at this point and ask for what's going on here. Gilchrist is still winning, but that was a huge game in terms of Mitchell's own development. I think Mitchell is just facing the man in the mirror, and he's starting to beat him a little bit. He's starting to change his ways. Ethan Bigby, 94 carries, 334 yards, not the greatest showing, but Ahmad less yards with 20 more carries. Is this really what we're doing? Come on, Ahmad, you got to play better. Chris, I'm taking everything I said about you back. from the draft night. You are showing your talent. 481, 34 catches and 4 touchdowns. Fitzgerald doing his own work, but Chris, he's proven me wrong. And James Ball proven me right. I still think James is the best wide receiver in the JPDL, and you can see that here. 37 catches, 6 touchdowns, and 474 yards. But Mark also got up there. Let's not, let's shed some light on that. James McCaskey and Pat, these tight ends are going wild. McCaskey still hands down the best playmaker that isn't a quarterback in this league. And then Mikkel, 357, Nick, 312. They're both averaging over 39 yards a game, and Mills is going crazy in the touchdowns. What more can you expect? Nobody is in tier 4 this week. Okay, Mark, you don't deserve to be in tier 4 after that. Mills, I put you down 1. But outside of this, James Ball, you're now tier 1, man. You're now solidifying yourself as a superstar cornerstone franchise player. Same with Chris. But obviously the biggest thing is Ethan Bigby going down to tier 3, and I think it's deserving at this point. We'll have to see if something changes next week.